Hey guys, how you going? What's happening? I just want to firstly get on here because it's probably the best way for me to explain it. I hate writing stuff. I really hate writing stuff because people take it out of context and they get offended, they get upset, they get mad, they start arguing the point, and then before you know it, I've got to delete the post because there's either 3 or 4 different other people arguing a point over what's going on, their opinions, their viewpoints, all that sort of stuff, right? So first of all, I'm just going to do a video because that's much simpler for me to do. I can express myself. You can see my facial expression. You can hear my tone of voice. It's a lot easier to understand someone when you're visually looking at them and having a conversation, which is something that we're very much going to lose over the next 6 months. Now, first of all, and second, that's first of all done and dusted. Second of all, I want to tell you that I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm there. It's come to my attention, and it's come to my attention that people are messaging close friends of mine. Friends of mine are messaging other close friends of mine, asking them if I'm okay, if I'm going loony and all that sort of stuff, which is totally okay. But how about you message me? That'd be nice. That'd be great. That way then, I can clarify what I'm doing, what I'm saying. I can clarify how I feel. I can clarify what I'm seeing and what I'm reading and what I'm viewing. Okay, everything. The reason why I'm doing this is because people need to understand that you just have to look at everything. You can't just like, I have a friend of mine, and he's a good friend. He's a great friend. I have a lot of time for him. I have a lot of respect for him, and I rate him. He's a good bloke. I actually love him. He's like a brother. So, and he knows who he is. And the main point I'm trying to get across to him is the fact that you've got to look at all angles. You can't just say, all right, well, this person at the top of this tree is telling me this thing, and that's what I believe, or that's what I have to go with. You don't have to do that. That's the beautiful thing about this country, especially Australia. It's a beautiful thing about most of the world except for China. Most of the world except for a couple of the handful of communist countries and socialists, it's a pretty great big world, and it's pretty free, and you can do what you like. You can say what you like, you can voice your opinion, you can view other people's opinions, and you can dig and you can find stuff. This isn't about conspiracy theories. This isn't about, I'll give you the tip, all right? If you dig hard enough, you'll find out that the CIA, after John F. Kennedy got shot, created the word conspiracy theory because they didn't want people to think other people. They didn't want people thinking for themselves and taking investigations under their own free will. So what they did was they created the word conspiracy theory, and they made that sound like that was a bad thing, so that if someone had a different opinion, right, to what you were being told on the television or in the newspaper, right, so you're with me, right? So if you had a different opinion or a different point of view to a big life-changing event, let's say coronavirus is that current life event, right? The mainstream media is telling you that what you see on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all these other social media sites, they're all telling you that it's fake news, right? And they're also, and YouTube's removing videos that goes against the grain. What does that tell you? You've got to look at it from a rational point of view. You've got to go, right, okay, hang on a minute. These people out here are saying one thing, and these people out here are saying another. The mainstream media is doing this, and when these people talk about this, it's getting removed. Why? Why is that? Why do I have to listen to one point of story? Why do I have to listen to that one story for my information? People ask me where I'm getting my information from. I'm listening to qualified people. I'm listening to qualified scientists that aren't on the mainstream media because the mainstream media won't let them be on there. Because as I explained to my very good friend, what happens is if you get an unbiased opinion that's going against the grain on say Channel 7, Channel 9, what's going to happen is these guys aren't going to accept that. Channel 9 and Channel 7 they'll cut the feed. You've seen how they treat Pauline Hanson, when she goes against the grain. You've seen how they get irate and then they cause an argument and then they end the conversation because they don't want you to listen to that. They want you to listen to what their side of the story is. Every story has two sides to it. Every side, every single side, every story has two sides. I'm going to park on the road today because it's good for my health. So what I would advise people to do, and this is just advice, okay? Like, you don't have to take it. I'm not a professional in anything as other than fitness and health and business, okay? I'm not an expert in what's going on with coronavirus. I'm not an expert in viruses. I'm not a virologist. But the thing is, you've got to start to wonder, why are we only here? Because we're hearing about people that have got another point of view to viruses that are also very educated, but we're not hearing from them. We have to go and find them ourselves. And that's the point of the video, is you've got to just find your way. All right. If something doesn't seem right, it doesn't seem right. This does not seem right to me. And that's my point of view. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I'm not saying that the virus is fake. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that the virus was man-made or it's from a bat, or I don't know where it come from. What I'm saying is this whole ordeal just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. Okay? When I have to go to the supermarket, which is just down there, and I've got to be careful. Luckily, I was distracted today and I was doing this video, but I've got to drive to the supermarket and I've got to be wary that I may or may not get pulled over. I may or may not get pulled over, and I may get asked where I'm going and what I'm doing and what I'm getting. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right to me. And I'm letting you guys know that I'm okay. I'm literally okay. I'm mentally strong. I'm mentally okay. I'm mentally well. I've got a slight headache from stressing about how people are feeling about me and how they're viewing me and how they may be concerned for my welfare and all that sort of stuff. I've got a little stress headache from that, but I'm going to be okay. Okay, because at the end of the day, I'm believing what I am believing, and you're believing what you're believing. That's okay. That's okay. You know, the rules are so grey that everybody is so confused that they're arguing the point over the rules. We got a rule here yesterday implemented, and it was implemented. Now, I'm going to use it as an example, okay? And this is not having a dig at anybody or having a go at anybody, so you don't need to get offended, okay, if you do watch this and you were part of this conversation. The article was released by the Tasmanian government, and it clearly stated that it is at the discretion of the childcare provider whether they accept your child or they do not accept your child, whether you are a non-essential worker or an essential worker, okay? It doesn't matter. All right, it's at the daycare's discretion. Our daycare, it's at their discretion. So if our daycare says to us, hey, look, you're not an essential worker, okay? So and you guys are both home, you both work from home, you both got home-based businesses. We'd rather you please keep your son at home. That's okay. We respect that. We respect that because that's the decision that person's making for their business. As the same as when I make decisions for my business, my clients respect the decision because they know it's the best decision I'm making for my business. Same as when I'm, bringing my kids up. We don't tell each other how we parent, do we? It's not. How do you feel when someone else tells you how to parent your child? You get irate, you get pissed off, and you get annoyed. But yet you don't go and tell them how to parent their kid because you know how it feels when someone tells you how to parent your kid. That's an example, by the way. That's an example, okay? It's the same as with these rules that are in place. These rules are in place, but they're so grey. They're so grey. Like, look at the car park. You should see the car park. I'm here to get milk, bread, fruit, and water, I'm pretty sure, from memory. I got to message my wife and ask her for the shopping list. Anyway, I'm out here. I feel safe. Okay, I feel safe. I'm healthy. I'm strong, and I'm fit. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe, and that's okay. I want you to know that it's okay. All right, but what I'm not okay with is people just going along with the grain because they feel like they have to. You don't have to. You don't. You actually not. There's no binding fact to that. I was reading something this morning and watching something this morning about Bill Gates, And you could literally go and watch any video of Bill Gates from the last 3 to 4 weeks, and you could play a drinking game with the word that he uses the most, which is vaccination. Okay, he wants to vaccinate 7 billion people. That's the entire population. He wants to. He literally said it. He said we need to vaccinate 7 billion people. He also is pushing his vaccination program. Okay, he's not saying, oh, well, with this vaccine, he clearly stated in his conversation with the BBC that if we'll look at these ones, and then, but what we'll do is we'll probably implement these ones, meaning his own. Okay, there's an agenda here. Every big, powerful person on this planet has an agenda. Okay, we all have an agenda. My agenda is to go in here, not catch COVID-19, get milk, get bread, get fruit, and get water. That's my agenda. All right, I'm going in there. I'm probably going to get asked what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and why I'm here. All right, but that's the point of the video. The point of the video is please don't just accept it. And just because I'm telling you that I have a different point of view, don't think that I'm going crazy. I'm not. I understand that I have the ability to think freely. I understand. I can comprehend that. I can understand that I'm able to investigate into everything that I want to investigate into. The world of the internet is vastly huge. Okay, yes, there's some garbage on it, and yes, there are some lies on it, and yes, some of the stuff on there you'd think, well, hang on a minute. Like there is some stuff out there about flat Earth. I don't believe that. I don't think the Earth is flat. That's crazy. See, now I'm doing it, right? People who think that are crazy. No, that's just their opinion. Okay, Stephen, pull it back in. Those people have an opinion. They think that based on their investigative, their investigation, that they have come to that conclusion and that opinion and that point of view that the world is flat. Me, the world is round. Okay, it is a globe. As far as Bill Gates is concerned, yes, I believe he has an agenda. He wouldn't be. How do kids learn? Right? I'm going to ask you this one question, right? And then I'm going to leave you with it, okay? How do kids learn? Repetition. How do we learn? Repetition, right? So every conference or every media conference that or interview that Bill Gates is currently having, he is repeating the same message. We need global vaccination. Why do we need it, Bill? Why? Why do we need mandatory vaccinations? Isn't this my human body? Isn't this my I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Don't get that mixed up either. I'm not anti-vax. I'm not pro or I'm not for or against, okay? I'm neither. But I'm going to put it into context so that you can understand. So if he's wanting mandatory vaccine, and he said it, okay? If he's wanting mandatory vaccinations, why? Why should I give up my freedom to put your vaccination in my body? Why? Why should I give up my free choice? Because now you're telling me it's mandatory. Now it's going to be mandatory. You want to give 7 billion people a vaccination, and you're going to fast track it into 18 months, and you clearly stated on the BBC interview that it could take up to 2 years to see any effects, so any ill effects, so any deformities, any problems, any issues, because I have to fast track it. So safety is going to be limited. So putting a safety program is only going to be restricted, okay, because they need to fast track it. Because what they've done is they've created fear. Then when they've created fear, they create demand. So now you're going to demand it and you're going to ask for it. But you're going to forget that it's taken 18 months to process and get done, and that they've skipped human trials, they've skipped animal trials, they'll skip 50% of the safety regulations of what they have to do in order to make you feel safe. But yet you're not safe because they're going to skip all the safety regulations that need to be in there and the protocols so that you are safe when you take a vaccination. That you know that when you take the vaccination that in 2 years you're not going to just drop dead, or in 2 years you're going to be even sicker than you were, okay? You've got to put everything into context. You've got to put everything into rationality. You've got to think outside. You've got to think outside of your own little world. And I can't stress that enough, okay? Use the internet. It's very, very big. It's a very big place. Listen. When you watch something and you're listening to someone, listen to them. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to how they're saying it. Listen to their watch their facial expressions. Let's listen to their tone of voice. Listen to when they're trying to push the message, just like I just did then. I'm trying to push the message that you should be listening. That I'm telling you that you should be listening to these people. Everybody, grab 5 people from one side, grab 5 people from the other side. Listen to 5 people. So listen to one after another. So go, right, I'll listen to him, I'll listen to her, listen to him, listen to her, listen to him, listen to her. Write down the key points. Right, okay, right. They said this. They kept talking about this. They kept repeating this. He kept saying this. What's going on? And then think about, well, okay, what's my government telling me? What am I supposed to be doing? All right. So bear that in mind, okay? I just wanted to do this video and let everybody know that yes, I am okay. All right, I'm perfectly fine. I'm just a little bit annoyed that I have to, you know, when I go to the supermarket, I have to justify it. That's the biggest issue for me, okay? But I get it. I understand, okay? This is a real thing, okay? But I want you guys to know that I'm just, it's my opinion. It's a view. It's I'm grabbing all the information from left and right and in the middle and up and down. I'm grabbing all the information from everywhere and I'm digesting it, and then I'm thinking about it and I'm processing it, and I'm actually doing it how we're supposed to do it. Okay, I'm not just taking it off face value, that because people say we're going to be back to normal soon. Do you guys realize that soon is probably next year? We're not going to be back to normal. This is the biggest takeaway out of Bill Gates. He said we will not be back to normal until we have global vaccination. I'll leave you with that.